Well, good morning, Daytona Beach. 1 million cups. How's everyone doing this morning? Do we have any first-timers here? All right, well, welcome. Thank you. Right up here in the front row. You're going to get all the abuse today. No, just kidding. So we are Daytona Beach 1 million cups. We're brought to you by the Kauffman Foundation. It's kind of share a little story. All throughout the country, we have entrepreneurs sharing their story, like we're going to do here today. And it's an opportunity for us to give them feedback and them to ask us questions like, hey, I got this going on, and I'm here to get some help, right? We got a bunch of people out here who love to share their ideas, and that's what this is all about. So this mic goes all around the room. We share that. There's that feedback back. Okay? So has anyone got anything hot going on this week that you want to share real quick? Nothing hot. All right, so just go to the beach. It's really hot there. At any rate, we want, does anyone have any question about what we do, what the Kauffman Foundation does? Any questions about that? Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do they do?
We do this right here. They do this. It's an opportunity. The Kauffman Foundation has created opportunities for, it's a platform for entrepreneurs to share their story, to share their concerns, to share what their challenges are with like-minded entrepreneurs in the room. And it's happening all throughout the country at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays over a cup of coffee. So that's why we have the coffee in the back. And that's why it's 1 million cups, right? So that's kind of what we do. I'm Sean. I'm one of the organizers. I work with Val. I work with Tom. Jason's not here today. Casey's over here. We've got Charles over here. And if you are interested in working with us, the pay is excellent, $0. But it's a great way to make some great friendships and network. And that is a great networking opportunity. We get to do it right here at Daytona Cinematique. Because, yes, Daytona Cinematique is a great venue. I've seen other million cups throughout the country. I'm like, man, they don't got the down lights and the big screen. They're all cool, but this is really, I think, the best. So thank you for our friends over at Daytona Cinematique. But we have to rent this place, so we get that support through Volusia County Economic Development. Very, very important organization in Volusia County. Bring in business owners, which were entrepreneurs, hopefully bringing them here and basically giving them a roadmap on how to be successful in Volusia County. So if you ever see anybody from Volusia County Economic Development, say, hey, thank you for what you do for 1 million cups, because we couldn't do it without their support. And of course, we do events throughout the year. We're going to do maybe an end of summer bash. We'll get some more information to you about that. Just have a big party, bring your family, have some fun down on the beach. And then we do some business, we do some after hours, some little happy hours and things like that, so all throughout the year. So we try to create a network of entrepreneurs sharing their story. So, with that being said, no one's got any questions?
She's new.
You're new too? All right, what do you do?
I own Silk Patch Bags. My name is Virginia Riggs. Handmade upcycled silk styrofoam bags.
Fantastic, that's awesome. We'll hope to see you present that to us one day.
She's presenting August 19th.
August 19th. Perfect. That's how it works. And what do you do?
I'm the one to call when you're telling your family to stop. Stop driving, stop going into business, and stop doing what they love. And together, we'll figure out a way for them to continue to do everything that they love.
So you're talking about my 16-year-old kid? No, you're talking about my 85-year-old father? Okay, very good. All right. So someone may be aging out of driving and you help them transition to that with the family conversation?
Everything that has to do with getting older and not wanting to.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, we got a great population right here in Volusia County heading in that direction. This guy right here, Tom, he's one of them. Yeah. All right, good. All right, so yes, we're good? All right, so let me go ahead and introduce our speaker. He's from, we're just going to call him Lion Hank, all right? And he'll share what that means. Hank Lunsford from the Lions Club.
Thank you. Even though the Lions Club is a nonprofit, I want you to change channels and think of us as a business.
because what we're doing is a business that can both help you, help us, and help the community. If you're not familiar with the Lions Club, just very quickly, Melvin Jones was a member of a group of men who met once a week and talked business and let each other know what was going on, almost like the forerunner of Million Cups. But he got it going. We're up to 1.4 million members now in 200 countries. And we have our chapter in Port Orange, which is being resurrected from the dead. We had a great chapter for about 30 years, and they quit recruiting, and then the last 3 members died of COVID. So for 10 years, we've had no club. So I'm starting a whole new adventure. We've been working for a year on it. We do have 7 clubs here. I don't like that name, club. We do not associate with the Gentlemen's Club. You know how it is. We are not a party group. We are a service organization. And that's what we're trying to get going again in Port Orange. I am trying to keep my 1 semester Lions Club introduction down to 5 minutes. So what we actually do as a service, to give you an idea, it started with the person you may remember. Well, that's part of what we were doing one day. We do diabetes screening because diabetes is the leading cause of blindness. And the blindness came in with a lady called Helen Keller. I thought somebody was going to tell me that. No. Okay, Helen Keller came to us and said, nobody's helping the blind. Would you be crusaders of the blind? So this is the crux of what we accomplish. But what we are trying to do is we collect the eyeglasses. Last month we shipped 1,000 pair out. Now, I'm an English teacher, so I can conjugate your verbs, but I can't give you a pair of glasses. I can send you to an eye doctor, but we ship most of our glasses overseas. And last month we sent 1,000 pair to Peru. So they go all over the world. But what's important to know is we're out here screening. And one of the problems that we're having is getting into some of the places where we need to be. You might know this guy. Of course, I'm by far the oldest one in the building. But Jimmy Carter made the comment that he would never have the presence of mind to become president had it not been for what he learned to do in the Lions Club. So he gave us a lot of good credit for that. We just sent a bunch of money down to our Lions Club in Miami Shores, and they are taking that and they bought almost $250,000 worth of emergency supplies, and they are personally delivering it to the disaster in South America. So that's the kind of thing we do. Kind of want to go through that just so you have an idea of what we're doing. Now, here in Port Orange, my #1 problem is we need people, and we train you. It's simple. We have a diagnostic camera, takes a picture of the eye in 3 seconds. It's not really a camera, we call it that, it's a $10,000 camera. That camera in 3 seconds can analyze the optic nerve and tell us what's wrong with the person. This is really critical. This hits home here, what we're doing here, because children's eyes optic nerve has developed at age 12. If we catch them in the preschool, most of what goes wrong we can correct. And so we're trying to get into the preschool. We need somebody to tell them that we're not thieves because they've never heard of the Lions Club. The other thing is, it'd be nice to buy another camera. We're borrowing the one we have. And We are a non-religious, non-political group, but I will mention that the $10,000 camera we have, 5,000 of it came from Sheriff Chipwood. So we did over 1,000 kids just in the last 6 months. And when we find a problem, we send a letter home to the parents, let them know what's wrong, and suggest they go to the eye doctor. Traditionally, what we do is if they call us and tell us on the letter they get to call us if they need financial help. We pay for the eye exam, pay for the glasses, and we have a separate entity that pays for any surgery. No limit. And there are just people out there that need that kind of help in our community. So it's a chance, hopefully, that some of you can help me get some ideas, help us get things going here really good to where we are able to do more. The big problem again is we need the membership, but we also need the financial support. I've been very fortunate this week. I've had 3 companies have sponsored a employee to become a member of our Lions Club. So in that way, they're supporting us and helping us. And then financially, we've had some very generous donors. I mentioned the sheriff. Public charities have been really good. Almost each year, they give us $1,000 towards the operations or purchase of the camera. Our fundraising right now for the Port Orange Club is that I put on my pathetic clothes, sad face, and I sit out in front of Publix and beg for money. So that's our fundraiser. And I'd really like to have a nicer fundraiser. The South Daytona Club, last time we had a motorcycle person here, the South Daytona Club has a good thing coming. They have a fundraiser, motorcycle ride, and they usually raise several $1,000s for their club. So I'm looking for a fundraiser for our club. Another possibility is if you have a business and you want to work with us and have an event where we bring people in. We've had several private companies where we go in and we do our screening. That brings customers into them, and it also provides us with some financial help. At this point, I just have to ask, what questions do you have?
All right, Hank, great job. Great job. All right, good presentation. So we're going to start a new policy here. So this is a fundraiser for you guys. Every time a cell phone goes off during a presentation, you owe $5, and we're going to donate it to the club. All right? Just remember, this will be on live video and it will be recorded, and so you'll be able to see this. So you have
I've
been
already
warned.
identified 2 people.
Hey, great job. So we're going to treat you like a business. That's how we're going to, because that's obviously our goal here is to talk about businesses and offer advice and ideas and help as to how you can improve your business. So I see you've got 2 issues. You've got the financial issue, which you've already started to address with the $5 donation for everybody. But you've also got a membership issue, which is really, those are your customers, literally. That's how you find new business. So how are you addressing the recruitment? What do you do now to bring in new members?
Oh, $5 right
There are a couple of ways. Each time we go to an event, a public event, we carry the information with us and we talk with the people who are there at the event, and particularly if they are a business owner, that they would be able to work with us. Like as I mentioned, the 4 companies have already sponsored an employee to be a member of the club. I have a blast email with about 300 names on it from vendors and people that we have worked with at these different events, and we keep a calendar going out on a regular basis as to when the next event is. This also allows you, if you have an employee you want to send in and get a free eye vision check, have to be careful. It's not an exam. That's a legal term. I don't want to go to jail. We screen. So we can screen, and we're happy to screen. Did that answer?
Yeah, good start. Good start, go ahead.
Lori McMullen with Your Daytona Regional Chamber, and everybody needs to put their hands together in a minute and clap, because in my past life, I was a development officer with Conklin Center for the Blind, which is Conklin Davis Center for the Visually Impaired now. If it were not for this Lions Club and the Lions Clubs of Florida, there would be no Conklin Center.
Wow.
Probably, there would also we have a Division of Blind Services. They're all on White Street. It's not because we have an extended amount of folks with visual impairment in our area. It just, you all rallied, lobbied, and got all that here. Kudos to you all, because it's amazing what you all have done. And when I was there, we relied heavily on the Lions Clubs for part of our funding, and we did get some bequests and whatnot out of it. But true to what you were saying, it's not just Kiwanis clubs. People were literally gone, and no one was joining anything at that time. But you kind of see a resurgence of people wanting to belong in the community. And I would suggest, and I think our own Jason Frederick might be a member of the Daytona Kiwanis Club. They were kind of coming at a crossroads too a few years ago, and have cross-pollinated, done some amazing things. I don't know everything they've done, but they have a rockin' club with young folks in there now, and it's a force to be reckoned with, doing great things in the community. But I'm sure that they would help benchmark and give you some advice on that.
Of course, Dr. Ferris, who just came in, just joined our club.
Good morning.
And she brought in about 8 or 9 people with her just in the last week. If you're not familiar with the Conklin Davis Center, the Conklin Davis Center is actually one of a kind in the entire United States. There's no other facility like it. They take people with multi-handicaps. They have to be blind and have one additional handicap. They bring them in and they stay in a room. Everything is paid for. They owe nothing.
So
They
good
teach
stuff.
them everything they need to know about their finances. They scare the wee out of me. They take them out their own. The main drag with a white cane and walk across and teach them how to go across traffic. We're watching these cars coming at 100 miles an hour, and they're just standing there with their cane. Oh, it's scary. But then they do an incredible job. People leave there, they're able to be self-sufficient, to get a job and not be on your tax roll. That's a good local reference.
Sean Donovan, entrepreneur. Great presentation and fantastic mission. I really love what you guys are doing. And years ago, I went to an event called Dining in the Dark. And Lori, was that put on by
That was
Conklin?
by the sister organizations now merged.
Okay. Boy, what an impactful event that was. They blindfold you, take you into this pitch dark room, and you have to eat dinner in the dark. And that made such an impact on me. It's one thing to hear the presentation, kind of think about the cause, but to actually immerse yourself in that experience and put yourself in the shoes of someone who is blind was just absolutely amazing. And I think it was a hugely successful event, but I haven't heard, I don't know, are they still doing that? Is that?
So, and then there was Night for Sight also, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Not anything I know of here.
Yeah.
There's some in towns like Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville. They still have that going.
Because I would love to see that come back. I think it was very well attended, and from what I could gather, it was a huge success that night. It definitely left a huge impact on me. So just an idea for future thought.
It is an idea down the road. There's a tremendous amount of logistics goes into putting that together.
I can imagine.
We did one in Sarasota, and I think it cost us about $800 when we got through, but it was not done correctly.
We'll keep
But
up the good work.
that's something we definitely need to do.
Hi, my name is Chris Thomas, Salt Safe. I saw a fundraiser in another state that was really successful. They partnered with like a car dealership or a boat dealership, and they do a raffle at the fair. And they would earn hundreds of thousands of dollars each year just raffling off tickets for a truck or a boat or whatever. And that may be something to consider for you guys. I don't know what the laws are in Florida as a nonprofit, but I think you can do a
It has to be a drawing.
raffle or
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah, and Florida's picky.
Okay,
You have to be careful.
but can you do that as a drawing where you sell it
There's
for
a way to do
$5
it.
and?
Like I say, it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's something we would get into down the road.
Okay.
Well, that's a question I've got for you then, excuse me here. So how are you raising funds now?
Sitting out in front of Publix in my dirty, raggedy clothes, looking pathetic and begging. That's our number one fundraiser right now. Okay. The other clubs have other things going, but we're really getting started. The motorcycle thing brings in several thousand for South Daytona. The Ormond Beach Club have a couple of events. They have races and the Kentucky Derby they do. And that gets into this legal thing that they go in and they're inside, not outside, and they do pari-mutuel betting. It really gets complicated, but they raise money with that. Their golf tournament fizzled. Right now, there's so much competition for a golf course to run a golf tournament, both in terms of getting the courses, but in terms of how many organizations are doing golf tournaments. Yes?
Hi, this is Lee Ford, realtor at Location Real Estate. I used to be a member of the Junior League of Daytona Beach.
Woo-hoo.
And also the Women United, and they basically do fundraising and collect stuff. And we used to have a thrift store, the Junior League, but we help other organizations in the community. So you might want to connect with them and see if you can get on the list to have contributions from them. Also maybe, I don't know if you have drop boxes throughout the town, maybe very well logoed drop boxes at maybe car dealerships, or get with the thrift stores and let them know that you're collecting eyeglasses. Maybe you can have a drop box at the thrift stores. Are they, is one of my favorite ones there, Lauren?
And there's a box there.
You do have a box there?
We have about 125 boxes throughout town.
Okay, so I think the logo and the branding on those boxes would be very
Yes.
important so that the community knows that you guys are out there and that they have a place to drop the glasses off. And then maybe have some call to action on those boxes to say, hey, we need your help besides just dropping off the glasses.
Right. And we just finished at South Daytona Club, just finished a diaper drive, and they had 2,000 or 3,000 diapers, which went to Junior League.
Yeah, thank you.
We haven't begged for money yet, but that's next.
So you already have drop boxes around with your logo on there?
Yes, it's a corporate type box, and it has the information on it. And if you'd like a box at your business, let me know. We'll be glad to give you one. And I put my name on the back of it. When it fills up, then we come pick it up. All of the libraries have a box.
Lori McMullen again. This is kind of dream a little bigger. It would take some commitment, but amongst the local clubs that you have, if you have someone who has an affinity to be around folks who are estate planners, there is an estate planning council of the Fun Coast. And that's where you can aim a little, I won't say aim higher, but you know, in a perfect world, if 70% of someone's funding coming in was from individual wealth, that would be golden. And that's more for your typical 501c3, your service organization, so you also want to do the good work in fundraising. But you might have someone amongst your local groups here that would want to join. If y'all pitched in, you could sponsor a person to do that, but you're around, you know, some great opportunities that you might not know about otherwise. I was always a member of that when I was in fundraising. It's a good
Thank you.
group.
What else?
Hi, Jones, Fractional Unit Marketing. Thanks for the presentation. So, let me just articulate my thoughts here. There's a lot of competition for my charity dollars. Okay, and so what I wanted to ask you was that I got from your presentation that you want volunteers and you want funding, and you've got a very expensive machine and you need eyeglasses, and and there are certain ramifications of not being screened. And so when I read your slides as you were flipping through them as well, you're a humanitarian organization, and there's an old saying, if you market to everybody, you sell to nobody. And so what I wanted to suggest is that why don't you distill, I found it very interesting when you said about screening people young, you can catch things, you can be preventative. Why don't you distill this down into a clearly articulated, deliverable mission statement, such as every child in Volusia County to be screened? Something that anybody that comes across that knows exactly what it is that you're trying to do, and disseminate you from other people that are competing for humanitarian dollars.
Thank you. We'll do that.
Good morning, this is Laura Murphy, Dorset Shore Disability. I heard that you have a couple other Lions Club chapters around in the area. Why make a new one in Port Orange versus just join one that's already established?
Two reasons. Our Port Orange chapter is focusing entirely on the vision and diabetes screening. The other clubs participate with us, but that's not their main focus. The other reason is just the size of Port Orange. It's amazing that a town that big doesn't have a Lions Club in it. And we did, but it's time to come back. So it's a matter of the size of the area that we're working in. We feel like we can get more people involved, both financially as well as physically working with us. And the other clubs have their little projects going that they do. Every club, all the other clubs have scholarships, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 scholarships, so they all have their own little thing. But we are working on this screening. That's our main focus.
Oh, interesting. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it out. I missed that.
Great presentation, Paul and Mynina, AI Consulting. A little bit along the lines of what Keith said, if you could distill it down, your priorities. Is it members, or I guess volunteers, or is it clients, donors? If you could kind of melt that down for us, and also where are those priorities? How do they rank, and then what can we listen for to help you?
Volunteers is first, and immediately right behind it is the finance, because we can't do the screening without that. We have access to the camera, so that's down the road. And the third thing would be to get the word out, to get, my priority as an English teacher is to get these little kids, make sure they're okay. And we go to places and parents will walk by, would you like to have your kids checked? No, they're okay. Well, just because your kid isn't bouncing off the wall doesn't mean they don't have an eye problem. So that is a priority, but thank you. Number one is to get the membership going. We have, I think we've got a total of 20 members now, just in the last couple of weeks. And so we're moving from there into coming up with fundraising and then more of that. I do occasionally visit from place to place. I go to the Early Learning Coalition, the places where you see free preschool, because that's a good place. We went to a church up in Holly Hill that has a school. We screened 90 kids in 20 minutes. And we had 8 that needed glasses and 2 applied for assistance. So pretty good odds.
Is there a difference between being a member of the Lions Club and being a volunteer to the Lions Club?
I would try to make the same. People can help us without being a member. But by being a member, they are part of the organization. And then as the group leader, I need to have as many members because of the liability. We're fortunate the Lions International provides us free of charge a $2 million liability policy. So if you're thinking about having an event in your location, you're covered.
Okay. Is there a cost to be a member of the Lions Club in the chapter?
I'm sorry.
Is there a cost to be a member or become a sponsor?
Yes, there's a $35 initial fee, and then the annual dues are $100, but that can be done in city annual.
Very reasonable. Thank you.
That's fairly reasonable. So you're brand new. How long has this club been, I guess, official?
Well, we have been going for 1 year. We're designated as a branch club of the Ormond Beach, and we hope by next month we'll actually receive our own charter. But we have been functioning as a Port Orange Lions Club for a year.
Cool. All right. Any other questions, comments, ideas, suggestions? Hank, we're going to ask you one last question then. For 1MC, we've got a bunch of folks here involved in the community. So when we all leave here this morning, what's the one thing that all of our members can do to help the Port Orange Lions Club?
Let people know that we are here. We need the community support as much as we are trying to support the community. It's a mutual thing.
Very cool. All right. Glad you came by today. This is good. Been very good. So we're going to bring up the lights. The last thing we do every day is we're going to put a family photo up on Facebook to let everybody know how many folks are here and that we're here listening to Hank talk about the Lions Club. So